Okay. All right. So, I apologize. This is actually a day late. This update from yesterday's IOP. I was far too distraught yesterday to go and make a video last night after I left. Like, I was a hot mess, and I really have no way of describing that. Like, it was really not good. Um, a therapy, we're sitting there. There's me crying. Which is actually only the third time ever that I've cried in therapy. So, which is a lot. Or it's significant for me, I think, because I've been in a lot of therapy, and like now's my, we're on month 11 straight of therapy, and this is only the third time that I've gotten even like, misty-eyed. I mean, I feel like that's kind of that says something, and then there's that, and then we're talking about my family, and we're talking about how I view myself and all these things in therapy, and then I go to group and IOP that night. Wouldn't you know, the theme of the evening is what was it? It wasn't self-esteem. It was what's the word? And it wasn't self-image, because self-image was the week before. It was like self-esteem, like, and the thing was or something to that effect. I don't know. I'll auto-correct it or something if I was wrong. The thing that's so messed up about it, we had to sit there and draw, and we used collage. Like, what part of yourself do you feel you have to accept that you haven't yet? And it was really odd, because how do you really, like, what do you accept? You draw that you're raped, and like that's the part you have to accept, right? Or you have to accept the fact that you have like this, these parts of your body that you don't like, but it's just how you are. Like, it was kind of an odd assignment, and none of us were really in a good spot yesterday. It was odd. Like, walked in, and the two people that were in a good mood were suddenly like felt like they just had the energy sucked out of them, because we were all just kind of like energy suckers yesterday. Like, I wasn't in a good spot. I know there was a lot of people that weren't in a good spot, and it made it really difficult. So, like, here we are, and we're trying to like have this conversation and talk about this exercise we're going to do, and none of us really want to do it. And which I think it was probably frustrating enough for the people who were running it. And at one point, the therapist was like, "Do we even want to do this? Like, we don't have to. We can just sit here and like kind of talk about it." And we all decided we were going to do. I didn't want to, but I said if everyone else wanted to, I didn't want to stop their process. So go ahead. And so we ended up making these collages, and I was trying to find a picture of a trash heap, and I couldn't find one, and so I just kind of made this trash heap, and like there's pictures underneath there. There's pictures of a home, and pictures of food, and then this thing that said like living with mental illness, and there was like a kind of it was a black and white drawing of a face, and it was an ambiguous face. And then I had taken crumpled up pieces of paper, and because we didn't have enough glue, I just taped it on, and like to make it look like just trash. And when, like, I know that I said before, when I was little, my mom used to tell us like you're a rotten kid, like you're rotten kids, and how I was a rotten kid, and something about that word rotten always really got to me. Like trash, like worthy of being thrown away. And then I'm talking about the same thing with my therapist earlier that day, not in so many words, but she's like, you feel like, I was calling my apartment, like, I say my apartment is very bulimic, because there's literally just like shit everywhere, like trash everywhere and clothes everywhere and like nothing's put away, and it's very chaotic, and all the adjectives I use to describe how I feel about bulimia and how I act in my bulimia are the same adjectives I can use to describe my living space. And so to me the two just kind of equate. Like, here's my apartment, and it's very bulimic. And when I get in a very bulimic cycle, my whole life is bulimic. I'm late for everything. It's on the outside, it's very chaotic, it's very unmanageable. Anyhow, so I'm explaining all of this to my therapist, who was like, is it bulimic? Is your apartment bulimic in so much as it is that you just don't feel that you deserve to have a place worth living that isn't full of trash, because that's how you feel. And it's more of a matter of deserving a nice place to live because you don't feel you do, in so much that it is your bulimia has spilled over into like the living parts of your life. And I don't know who's right. It could be both. It could be two. I don't know. But you brought up an interesting point. And in part I think she is correct. Like, that I don't feel that I deserve to have a nice place to live. I don't feel like I deserve to have a lot of the things I do. And then just to go to treatment that night and to sit there and have to describe like why I feel like I don't deserve these things, why I feel like trash, why, like, here's the reasons why, never mind the fact that I do. Here's why I feel like trash. Here's why I know that that's what these people who've raised me think of me, that I am trash. And that's why I know that I'm not good enough to do these things, these goals that I have, these things I want to do, because I'm trash. And that's what I had to sit there and try to collage yesterday and explain while I'm sitting there in IOP, and I was a mess. I've never cried in there before, and I was very teary-eyed, very much so. And and it was kind of two of the girls actually had commented that it was kind of a shitty like a shitty project for us to do, because why are we doing these exercises that are just going to make us feel worse, when the point is to try to teach us ways to feel better. And so one of the girls had said, well, can we go around and say something nice about each other, and like say what we really see, instead of what they've put down on paper, because what they've put down on paper and what I see are two entirely different things. And so we were able to do that and go around and really kind of express to the other one how we saw the other person. And that was nice, and it was a nice way to end it. But still, it was a very rough, very difficult session. Hopefully next week is not like that. But there's the update there. So I wanted to make sure I got that to you guys. And this is running long, so I will hopefully I will make another YouTube video soon.